to?
So certainly April and Sandy, with all that you've just said, I mean, about the various parts and components of the Aroostook Aspirations Initiative, and about the statistics and the figures that really are the figures that we're trying to combat through this initiative. There is a lot more of that information on the Aroostook Aspirations website. You can link in with Facebook. Let's get that out right now so that folks who are out there watching and saying, this sounds really interesting, no way we can cover it all in this segment. How do we get in touch with Aroostook Aspirations?
We have an incredibly active Facebook page, and I do hope that every single student in this room will jump onto their Facebook account and like us on Facebook, because as much as we love the adults on Facebook, we're here for children. That's why we're here. We're here for students. And of course, they can also visit us at www.govanfund.org, which is our website, and it's beautifully put together. And I'm going to let Sandy tell you a little secret that's coming out very soon on our website.
What little secret? I mean, really? Could it be anything about scholarships?
You know, it might be.
It might be. We have been so fortunate to have a wonderful relationship with the colleges, all 4 colleges in Aroostook County. They've been supportive. They've given us suggestions. They've given us direction, and now they've done something else. They've stepped up to the plate, and they have offered an equivalent of a $1,000 scholarship for the second year of college for the Govan Scholars.
So that means that our students, the students that are the 16 county high school recipients of this first round and moving forward, that will be carried through in the second year. They will get, the colleges will carry that through.
Yes.
So that's tremendous news.
Yes, it is.
As we, I think, discussed just recently in the press conference with that event in April, you were key in pointing this out, and Sandy as well, about how difficult it is into the second year. Sometimes a lot of scholarship opportunities are available. A lot of communities rally behind their high school seniors, and sort of that second year boost is critical.
Yes, and when we study the numbers, one of the things I love about this program is that it's evidence-based, which means that we've studied parts of it, and we know that there are parts that need help. And when we look at the numbers and we look at the students, the dropout rates happen the second year because those scholarships drop off. And when that happens, especially the kids that we want to help, they need to work. And so they decide to put college on hold, and they go back to work, and many of them never return. And we need to reverse that. That second year can help. There's another component though, because there's one college, one university, who's gone a little bit beyond that little secret. Sandy?
Fortunately, there is, as April said, more good news. Husson University has also offered a $1,000 equivalent for the third and fourth year for students who transfer to their program from Northern Maine Community College. So those students would in effect be getting an equivalent of $1,000 a year for 4 years. So that's exciting news for our kids.
It is, and it's important to note this is for students who are attending through the Northern Maine Community College Center. Huston has an off-campus center at Northern Maine Community College, and so that is why when we talk about 4 higher education institutions, people out there may be scratching their heads saying, I know, of course, University of Maine at Fort Kent, University of Maine at Presque Isle, Northern Maine Community College, and the 4th here in Aroostook County that offers all the way up to master's degrees actually is Huston University. So that center is obviously a great resource for folks. On the scholarship front, though, this is scholarship application season, and that's coming out, is it not, April?
It is. We are very excited. We have an incredibly passionate and dedicated scholarship committee who has worked tirelessly for 4 months to really get an application that is quick and easy, but yet gives us the information we need from our students so that we can choose someone who we know is going to be successful. And one of the things that I really want to highlight is that we are looking for the average high school student who loves his or her community, who works after school, who is truly involved and invested in the place that they were born and the place they attend school. And I know as I look around the room, I can see faces changing because they realize, oh my goodness, this could be me. And yes, it could be you. And that's what we really want to talk about, is that we're looking for those kids, and there are a lot of them.
Yes.
And that's really Ray's story.
That's Ray's story. As his father passed away when he was a freshman in high school, Ray had to work while he was going to school, and he delivered newspapers newspapers before school started in the morning. And as he got older, he worked at different jobs. He was, as somebody once said, Ray was a born entrepreneur. He was born an entrepreneur, and I tell you what, he's been that way all his life. And he's had to work his way through life, but he's become extremely successful. And he probably could have been a straight A student. He probably could have been a great athlete, but he just wasn't able to do that. But he was a good average student, and that's the kind of kids we want to help. A lot of straight A students, a lot of athletes will get a lot of financial help, but some of the students, but the students that we're aiming for might not, even though they'll do great in college.
And it's about closing the loop as well, because it's about getting these students engaged with the Aroostook County higher education institutions in hopes that they continue to become citizens and remain citizens of Aroostook County, contribute to the economy here. I want to point out too that we talked about it being sort of the good student, the average good student in the class, but it's also some preference to first generation, because Ray was a first generation college student.
That's right.
So there's some interest in that. It's not exclusively to first generation students, but that's a consideration. Really, it's time, as we look at the young faces out here, for students to get ready to think about applying for this scholarship.
Yes, it is. It is. And I think that when we talk about applying for the scholarship, what I would encourage students to do is to read about our program and to read about who we are and what we stand for, because it's when we give a scholarship out, we are going to be inviting you into this family because we care about you and we want you to be successful. One of the things that I do want to mention is that Aroostook County does a great job in high school graduation. We have the second highest high school graduation rate in the state of Maine. That's a great number. But we have one of the lowest degree attainment percentages. So what Aroostook Aspirations wants to do is maybe close that gap a little bit. And it's what you're talking about, the loop of education and industry and innovation all coming together and growing Aroostook County and making it great.
We've talked a bit about the two stools that are obviously the secondary schools, the schools throughout the county, and certainly want to remind folks out there, if you're a parent watching this, if you're a grandparent watching this, and you have a student, a child or a grandchild in the local school systems in any one of Aroostook County's 16 high schools, this scholarship is available for you. There will be one graduating senior from every Aroostook County high school this year that will be receiving this scholarship. So the odds are good, especially in the smaller school districts that are in your favor.
That's right.
It's an opportunity for you, especially if you're thinking of going on to higher education here in Aroostook County at one of the 4 fine higher education institutions. So we've talked about that component. We've talked about the high schools, their involvement in this. It's very critical, and they've been tremendously engaged. Colleges as well. Wonderful news just recently about the second year scholarship. The third leg of the stool, if you will, then is the business community and the community at large. And really, they have embraced this project, have they not?
They really have. We have several strategic partners, all listed on our website, MMG, KeyBank, very large businesses in Aroostook County. And I have to say, and I think, whenever we meet with people, we always say this, we can't believe how much the business community supports this, how open they are to this. They say, oh, good, because we need a way to get trained, educated people in Aroostook County. We've talked a little bit about some scary numbers. 29% is our workforce population right now. And what that means is that we only have a 29% workforce ages 18 to 44, and that's what an economist considers a workforce population. They also told us that we need 30% to sustain our economic growth. And that doesn't incorporate development and making us a little bit bigger. So the more educated children we can keep here, the more kids who decide to choose the county for their life, the better and the bigger we're going to be able to get. And I think for most of the people watching, that's very important. And the businesses have stepped up. They are very, very supportive. Several businesses are supporting us currently in a campaign called Add It Up. We've just received nothing but positivity from the business community. It's been amazing.
And this isn't something that we take lightly. I mean, the three of us and Ray Govin and our board members as well, this is something that, you both are teachers by trade.
Yes.
April just having come out of the classroom to
Yes.
take on this position. Sandy having been a retired educator in Central Aroostook schools for a number of years. I've had engagement and have worked with all 4 county higher education institutions, and I've received degrees, as have many other people in Aroostook County. And certainly Ray has been engaged in the business community and has been very involved with the educational institutions in Aroostook County throughout his business career. So this is really something that comes from the heart and is of passion for all of us involved, is it not, Sandy?
Oh, it's a true passion. I've worked with students who right from lower elementary school right up through high school, and I've seen the success that they can find. I've also seen the lack of success, and a lot of that was due just to the fact that they didn't believe in themselves, or they didn't have somebody else to believe in them.
That's right.
And we believe in these kids. We believe in Aroostook County, and we want nothing but the best. We want success for the county, we want success for the kids, and they are so intertwined.
And that's why we've spent a lot of time in this interview talking about the scholarship component of that. That's the sort of the headline everybody likes to hear, because it's providing direct aid to students. But what you just mentioned there is very critical. It's providing that support beyond it. We talked about earlier some of the parts and parcels of this initiative that sort of provide that sort of catch-all, that framework for the students to be really successful at college, successful in their professional career, but also successful in their community. And I really want to spend a moment talking about a project that we're going to be launching at some point, and a lot of details still to be unveiled about it, but a really exciting community service component. It's really laced throughout this project in terms of the aspirational weekend, but really in engaging students where they are.
Yes, one of the things that we know is that when students engage with their community, when they do things with and for their community, they become bonded to the people and the place. And for our success in Aroostook County, that's critical. We need to show students that not only are they important for us, but they can make an impact every day in the place that they live. And what we're talking about is a program that we have lovingly named Heidi's Hope, which is an amazing community service program. It's based on serving a community. It's a wonderful concept. There will be more about it on our website in the coming months. We're just finished, as Jason said, not everything's been wrapped up yet. We're still talking about a couple of things, but the basis of this is doing something on a large scale for the community these children, our children, call home.
And our home here at Aroostook County is sort of the opportunity for this program to really flourish. But what we've found, I think, and you'll both agree with me as we've been doing this, and you have traveled along with Ray, the state of Maine, visiting policymakers, higher education officials outside of the county, and across the board, the resounding success of what it is that is happening here in Aroostook County is being heralded as a model, is it not, Sandy?
It is. When we did our public announcement last spring, the current Commissioner of Education, Stephen Bowen, at the time, said he could see this as a model throughout the state, that many, well, all districts, all communities could use, getting these students invested in their communities. But while they're doing it, it's also a learning experience for them too. It's not just sitting in a classroom. It's not just inhaling what the teacher is saying. I mean, there is a place for that, but get out and it's like it's experiential learning is what it is, Jason.
Which we're experiencing now.
Which we're experiencing now. We're learning as we go too, and the students that are doing this, doing a wonderful job, by the way.
Yes, very professional.
Very
You'd think we were at CBS in New York.
That's right.
For sure, for sure. But it is part of the learning experience, but it also engages the students in their community. It helps them get to know their community better. But it has been heralded throughout the state, and I can see great things coming from Aroostook County and maybe eventually trickling down to the rest of the state.
So there's so much to this, and I hate to almost ask this question, but have we missed something of any significance that we really want folks to know? We're going to continue to let folks know what we're doing. We're online, we're on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, the whole Sanhedrin
the whole
there.
social media thing, yes.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I really want to talk about, there are two things that I really want to put some focus on. One is that the 4 adults in this room who are involved in this program, and I'm sure that the teacher here as well, number one, we believe in the children of this county, and we believe that they have the potential to do amazing and great things. And that's why Aroostook Aspirations was launched, was the potential of our Aroostook County children. And we're going to be there for them every step of the way. We will be mentors, we will be friends, we will be on the other end of the phone when you fail a test and you think maybe, oh my goodness, what have I done? That's an important aspect of this program, is that support, that encouragement, and the peer group that we will be creating, because those 16 children will become 16 Govan Scholars, and they will be part of a group that will grow every year. The second thing I want to mention is that the 4 adults in this program, in this room right now, are also, the 4 adults, are also Aroostook County natives. I graduated from Caribou High School. Jason graduated from Van Buren High School. And we have a Wildcat in our presence as well, Presque Isle High School, and we have Holton High School.
Shire.
I'm a Wildcat.
You're a
true.
Wildcat.
You made it.
That's
Yeah, I
right.
made
That's
it.
right. You did come up
I
as a
drifted
Wildcat.
north.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And even more importantly, I think, is to highlight the fact that the reason that we say, let's have them go to Aroostook County universities and colleges, is because you can be successful and do that. I think this young man sitting across the table from myself, I was born here, raised here, went to the University of Maine at Presque Isle, got my master's degree through a cohort that they did. Jason is a very similar story. Sandy is another similar story of an Aroostook County graduate. We really need to make sure that the students know that even though these universities are in their backyard, and they are, they're in the backyard, they are excellent
they
institutions, and they can prepare them for success.
And I mean, there have been independent studies. They have made top ranking
Yes, they
lists
have.
in the Northeast for colleges. So it's not at all, by any means, saying that by going to one of these Aroostook County higher education institutions, that it is what it is. It's a passport to success.
It is a passport
and
to
that's what we're
success.
trying to. We're
That's
trying
right.
to provide them one heck of a stamp in that passport, aren't
That's
we?
right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And I would like the people watching and listening to realize that you can do it. Ray did it, coming from a large family who had a not the greatest amount of income. Lost his dad when he was 14. Again, his mom had to go to work. There were 6 children in the family, and there were, I guess you could say, the odds were stacked against him.
That's right.
But he has become a fantastic businessman and philanthropist. And people can be successful even though they don't have the most supportive childhood. They can do it, and we believe in the kids of the county that they can do it, and we want to help them do it. The scholarship itself is a gateway
That's right.
to all the other benefits of our program. It's just the beginning. So we will be opening the scholarships up in another...
Yes, I would say probably another 2 weeks. The scholarship will be up on our website. If you want to learn more about our organization, I encourage you to visit the website, visit our Facebook page. The contact information for all of us are on either of those 2 entities. We would love to hear from community members who would like to know more, who want to help. We would love to hear from them.
And you can email us at info, I-N-F-O, at govanfund.org.
That's right. So that's a good place to end it, because we began with Ray's story, and you just were speaking about Ray's story again. So and we want to thank all of you for watching this program. And we most especially want to thank the students who were talking about benefiting, but here today, the students who are working on this production along with their instructor, their teacher here, Colin Chandro, who's been running this program very successfully and doing a fabulous job for many years. This is a wonderful community resource. The students working on this project and all of the students in your local communities are wonderful county resources that we need to keep here, and we need their help to grow the county's economy. This initiative is going to help do that. And so we thank you for kindly listening to us today. Please enjoy the rest of your day. And on behalf of WOWL Channel 16 and all the students and Mr. Jandro working here on this production, as well as April and Sandy, it's been a pleasure to visit with you today. I'm Jason Parent, signing off.